Today's video is geared towards you, the hooker of the golf ball. You may be hitting it solid, but as a right-handed golfer, you've got way too many left issues going on. I'm going to show you here today two very simple little drills that you can work on at home, in your studio, out on the range, to help do the total opposite of hooking it, and now start to encourage some little cuts or fades. Plus, stick around. Near the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a very good visualization or a concept on how you can help encourage hitting those fades when you're on the course playing and there's no training aids around. Now, if this is you, you may be in the middle of the fairway, but you've had a lot of hooks going on lately and you can't figure out why. You may be over the ball saying, come on, hitting a straight ball can't be that difficult, can it? Come on, I just want to get on the green. I want a good, legitimate chance at a birdie here. But if this is you, maybe hit it solid like I mentioned earlier, but look at this shot, way left. And if you have access to a launch monitor with data, and you are seeing that your path into impact is too much from an inside-out direction, coupled with the fact that the club face is too closed at impact, then this is the perfect video for you. Because I know that feeling. It's like, man, if I could just do the opposite. You would love to see and feel a shot that goes a little bit from left to right. That would do wonders for your confidence. Plus, contact issues with a path that is too inside out. You're very prone to hitting the ground first, hitting fat shots, and you're sick of hitting fat ones, so you pull up a little bit, now you top it, and you just, it just runs the gamut of mishits, fat, thin, or maybe the face you come through is a little open because you're sick of hitting it to the left. Now you try to hold onto that club face, and now you hit a block over here to the right, like a push cut, or again, the face closes down, now you got a smother hook. Bottom line, your direction is a huge issue. We're going to fix that today. So what I've got here are a couple of very basic training aids, simple things that many of you probably already have. One, a head cover. I'm going to show you this in a few moments. The other thing here is an alignment rod, alignment stick, and I have this holder for the alignment rod, the alignment stick. Now you can get one of these on Amazon, get them at your local golf store. It doesn't have to be a very expensive thing. I happen to get this one here for $15. It has this little bracket here, this arm, so you can bend and fold it into whatever angle that you need it to be. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. This one also happens to have a little piece right here so that you could fit another alignment rod here. So when you're hitting balls in this direction, you have this as a nice visual for alignment. But what you're going to want to do with this, and you're going to want to find the proper angle for you. Now, what you want to do when you place this on the ground, you want to set this so that it is far enough away from you so that you don't physically hit it. What you want to see from this view is you want the stick or the rod to essentially cover your club shaft. So whatever the angle is of your shaft, and there's a little variance between a wedge and a driver. Now what this exact angle is number-wise, 52 degrees, 48 degrees, that doesn't really matter. Quite frankly, who cares? The important thing is that these angles match up. In other words, you wouldn't want the stick over here too vertical, because obviously your club shaft here and this stick, they wouldn't match up. So you want the stick and your shaft, whatever club you're using, you want them to be parallel to one another. So hopefully from this camera view, what you're seeing is that rod should be more or less pretty much covering my club shaft. Because again, those of you that are hooking, who knows where your backswing may be? But the bottom line, coming down, when your path is too inside out, you are shallowing this club too much underneath the stick, and you're inevitably swinging too inside out. The goal with this is to ideally, typically, have the club head working slightly over the rod. This is termed keeping the club head in front of my hands, as opposed to someone that may take the club too inside here, and now the club head gets behind my hands. But if we can get you working back very on plane, where you're working back slightly above the rod, and then from here to offset this, scenario A, we want to do the total polar opposite, scenario Z, so that on the way down, your club head can be slightly over the rod, and you can attack your ball from an outside-in path or direction. Additionally, what I always do when I'm practicing hitting fades or cuts is take the little line on the ball, the little stripe, whatever it may be, and angle it in a slight outside-in direction. So as I've got the ball set here, as I look down, I see that path or direction. I'm essentially trying to get this shaft to be parallel to that line or mark on the ball. Hence, the slight outside-in path or direction. All right, now let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Beautiful little fade to the right. Exactly what I was trying to do. I met my objective. Now the distance was 130 yards. There was a 120-yard carry. Also keep that in mind. When you now hit a little controlled fade or power fade cut, whatever you want to call it, you will lose a little bit of distance. So you might want to take one additional club. That's a great piece of advice. Don't forget to do that next time you're playing. And the second little drill, incredibly simple and easy. Just grab a head cover. Typically your driver head cover will work just fine. And what you want to do is wherever your club head is set behind your ball, set the head cover so that the front edge of it right here is essentially in line with the club head. Now what I like to do is I like to give this gapping in here about a 1-finger gap. Maybe a little difficult to tell here, but about a 1-finger gap. Because if this is over here, it won't do you any good. And when we have it right here, what you're able to do now is, because of how this is positioned with the 1-finger gap, with this head cover like this, it is encouraging now your path to come from this outside-in, slight outside-in direction. Because again, those of you who knows where the backswing is, but on the way down, if your path is too shallow this way, you'd be obliterating the head cover. This is great if you don't happen to have an alignment rod or alignment stick, and this can be done anywhere. It's also a good little incentivizer, because all too often I'll have students doing this in the head cover, they're blasting the head cover out here. And who wants to keep chasing the head cover every single shot? The objective, goal number 1, don't hit the head cover, coupled with, hopefully, we hit that little fade, the face a little open, and we hit a little fade or a little cut. Bottom line, I don't want to hook the ball. Let's see what happens. Fantastic. Objective number 1 was met. The little fade, the little cut. I didn't hit the head cover, so I know my path was a little outside in. Beautiful. Here it is right here. -3 degrees outside in. The club face was 6.1 degrees open. So maybe a little more open than I wanted it to be, hence why it went a little more right than I wanted. But my goodness, I love seeing that and I love feeling that when I'm used to hooking the ball too often. And now for the visualization or the concept of how to help create that fade or cut shot, that slight out to in path when you're on the course playing. Let's be honest, doing drills at home or on the range with gadgets and gizmos and props, but it can be sometimes difficult to translate the range work onto the course. So to help encourage getting that club to work a little from outside in, try this. This has helped tons of my students. Something that I personally do when I try to hit a fade or a cut is I like to feel like the butt end of the grip on the way down is going to work into my left kneecap. When that's the case, you can see the club head is a little bit in front of my hands. It's not back here behind my hands. So if you can feel that and you can rehearse that a few times up to the top and then feel like as the club works a little out this way, so again, it doesn't get too shallow back here behind you. When you get up to the top, you feel like the butt end of the grip is working into this left kneecap. Again, this line of the shaft is parallel to the little line on my ball. Let's give this a shot. All I'm trying to think of here, less is more. All I'm going to think of here is knee, meaning I want the butt end of the grip to work into my left kneecap. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. Another great little fade. Fantastic. It's now showing my path was a negative 4.4 outside in. The face was 5.6 degrees open. I hit that beautiful little fade, beautiful little cut. So next time you find that pin on the right side of the green, hopefully you can start hunting down flags, hunting down pins, hit that little fade in there. Now you got a little 6-footer for birdie, and the smile on your face is going to be bigger than it ever has before. As always, I hope you got something out of this video, and if so, please hit the subscribe button and also like some of my other videos, comment on those as well. It just helps to grow the channel, and I would greatly appreciate that.